Man, you just did what you want to do, and you mad because all he can do is say your name because the creature kept saying Victor, Victor, and Victor. So man, he reminded me of my daddy. Just no patience. God, he didn't have no patience. God damn, boy, is that all you can say? Victor, Victor, shit, say something else. And because he couldn't say anything else, he's like, you know what? You gotta die. Victor, Victor, shut up. All you can say is Victor. It's like, he's been alive for one day. You know how long it takes for babies to talk? Hey everyone, Double Toasted Live has 2 dates left on its tour. Santa Monica, California, and Seattle, Washington. Get your tickets by going to dtmerch.com or go to x1entertainment.com/doubletoasted or go to doubletoasted.com and get your tickets there, and we'll see you soon. So we've had many, many, many versions of Frankenstein out there. People think this is the OG old hot top fade right there, flathead. That's the universal Frankenstein right there. But man, you know, like I said, we've had so many different choices of Frankensteins out there. Had sexy Frankenstein, you remember that?
Yeah, of course.
We couldn't stop talking about that. We went to go see this movie. That was I, Frankenstein. We never said I, Frankenstein. We said, man, we want to see sexy Frankenstein. Yeah. Man, we even had our Frankenstein. We had Blackenstein. That gets more stupid every time I look at it, man.
I know.
Man, for the kids, Frankenstein is even part of this nutritious breakfast. Frankenberry out there. Those are my two, Frankenstein, the Universal, and Frankenberry. Those are not two growing up, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. But we hardly ever get the original story, which centers on the original written by Mary Shelley.
Yeah. And
they say she wrote this when she was 19 years old, Frankenstein, which centers on the real Frankenstein, Victor. You know, everybody everybody knows some nerd. Every time you say Frankenstein, that was the monster. Yeah. The doctor was named Frankenstein. You know, the creature was called the creature. The doctor was called Frankenstein. Shut your ass up.
Well, if Victor created him, thus making him Victor being his daddy, then the creature's last name would be Frankenstein.
No, he'd be Junior. Junior!
Frankenstein Junior.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
A giant robot.
Yeah. Then there you go. Frankenstein Junior.
Yeah.
I kind of like just Junior. Hey, boy, come here. Yeah, man. But, you know, this is going back to the source material. Like I said, the original novel written by Mary Shelley. And leave it up to the monster master himself, Guillermo Del Toro. I love the monsters. And he loves Frankenstein. Martin and I can tell you that from experience.
Oh, yeah.
We were running through his house like a couple of Scooby-Doo characters.
We getting chased by Frankenstein.
Damn, he had a Frankenstein that came to life and chased us through different doors. True story, by the way.
Mostly true.
Yeah. But yeah, he finally has adapted one of his passion projects, which is Frankenstein, which he's bringing to us in epic fashion. Huge budget. Is actually trying to go for some Academy Awards out there, you know, some nominations. And this time, this is centering on the complicated conflict between the scientist, Dr. Victor Frankenstein, who's obsessed with defeating death, and his creation. And just like any ungrateful kid out there, any kind of ungrateful son, he grew to hate his daddy.
That's part of the process.
That is just one big old teenager. One big old nasty looking teenager.
Yeah, he's walking around all sullen.
Yeah. I hate you, father.
Whatever.
Wish I was never created.
I didn't ask to be here. Just go clean your room, chef.
Yeah, the creature that grew to hate him and still, in a way, kind of loves him. Like I said, it's a weird, complicated relationship. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for Netflix's and Guillermo Del Toro's Frankenstein, just simply Frankenstein. And we'll be back with our reviews.
My maker told his tale.
it's a cool looking scene, but I like that it's so cold. Horse just froze in his tracks. Like that horse was just walking and just
it's like, oh goddamn! I just
like Mr. Freeze was out there, hit him with his freeze ray.
Now, run.
The movie's long because we were talking about this yesterday, and when I say long, it's really kind of average long now. It's 2.5 hours. That's kind of normal, except that this movie feels like it's 3 hours.
It felt like it was 4 hours to me.
Yeah, and I think the reason why is because since we are going to the source material, a lot of this is spent on Victor Frankenstein's story. His childhood, his motivation for wanting to conquer death. Now, it is necessary that we tell this, but I just feel like that part probably could have been shorter. And the movie's also told in chapters. There's an introduction, and then the movie tells, this is an interesting choice. It tells one chapter from the perspective of Victor Frankenstein, and then there's another where the monster comes in, or the creature comes in. He tells his story. Mm-hmm. And, I wonder, that's an interesting choice to do that. I respect that. But I wonder what it would have been like if we didn't do a couple of things here. I wonder if we had just told the story just straight. Again, not trying to make my own movie here, but I think maybe things would have moved faster if you had not told this in chapters, and maybe if we didn't use so much narration for this.
Yeah, not so much narration. And as much as this is following the book, it's still expanding on it.
Yeah.
And it's expanding a lot. Like things in the book that might be a paragraph or go on for a long time. And honestly, Victor's life is just, when you get to it, it's actually the way it's portrayed here, it's not really that interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how some people are going to feel about this, because I think I heard some people saying that they really enjoyed Victor's story, and I can see why, because it's a great performance by Oscar Isaac, who plays Victor Frankenstein. Yeah, because there are parts in Victor's story where it's very interesting, man. His experiments leading up to the creature, they're pretty fascinating, they're creepy, they're even kind of sad. Mm-hmm. You actually see why people say these are abominations and don't do this, because, when he start bringing things back to life, it's just like, man, you make these people miserable, and that was fascinating to me. And there's so much great cinematography in this movie, man. I was showing some of it because, just in that clip I showed a little while ago, you get a lot of great cinematography. Some of it's more grounded before it gets to the sci-fi. It feels like a period piece of muddy streets of London. You get those scenes where we just showed, we keep showing that horse frozen out there on the battlefield. Those are good. The castles and these royalty looking properties. That's really cool. I think the problem with it is just that there's some parts where Victor Frankenstein's story is so dry and angsty.
Yeah.
He's just sometimes he's just so melodramatic. And to me, it kind of slows things down. By no means is this supposed to be a comedy at all. But I wonder what it would have been like to infuse just a little bit of humor in here. Just a smidgen.
Just enough to wet my tongue, the tip of my tongue.
A kiss of humor. Just a little bit. But they're so serious. This is what you get sometimes when somebody is adapting a passion project. They just are so serious with it. Yeah. But I'm not asking for, look, I ain't telling them to tell jokes or anything like that. A little levity.
We ain't like looking for it to be young Frankenstein.
No, not at all.
A little young Frankenstein would have been a welcome.
I just, would
have been welcome. That's
it's
all.
like, damn, boy, smile. He's not even happy with his accomplishments.
Right.
I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. He's like a goth kid or something, man, or emo kid. He's just forlorn all the time and everything. Also, I think that they, spending so much backstory on Victor Frankenstein, it kind of takes away from some of the development, so the story development in here. because there are moments in here where good moments between Victor and the creature. Victor's creature. Their relationship is very interesting because I like Victor's shift from pride for his creation to just fear and disgust for it. It just happened real fast.
Mm-hmm.
It was there was because the first day that he made the creature and saw that it was alive, he was like, "Oh, my son, oh, welcome to the world." And then he slept on that. The next day he woke up and he was like, "Hey, stupid."
Yeah. You gonna say something?
"Hey, dummy."
No.
Yeah. And he was mad all because, and it seemed a little ridiculous. Like, man, you just did what you want to do, and you mad because all he can do is say your name because the creature kept saying Victor, Victor, and Victor. So, man, he reminded me of my daddy. Just no patience. God,
he didn't have no patience.
God damn, boy, is that all you can say? Victor, Victor, shit, say something else. And because he couldn't say anything else, he's like, you know what? You gotta die. I was like, that's ridiculous.
You just brought a patchwork corpse to life. And that's not enough for you. He's like, yeah, but he can't talk. He can't make sentences, so you have to go.
Oh, Victor, shut up. All you can say is Victor. It's like, he's been alive for one day. You know how long it takes for babies to talk? He ain't no baby, he's a man.
That's a man's brain.
You said he was just like my daddy. Boy, you don't know nothing. Now I gotta kill your ass.
Yeah, get him out of here.
He was making me mad. I was like, give the boy a chance. He just got here. It was kind of rushed. It felt like,
yeah.
I was like, I understand over time you're like, what did I do? Because I thought it would have been something where he accidentally killed somebody or he saw him being destructive and he's like, my God, what have I done? Right. But you mad because he can't say nothing but your name?
Right.
Jesus Christ, you got a problem.
And it ain't like he spent a lot of time trying to teach him.
I am interested to know how purists of the novel, how they're going to approach this, what they would think about this when they watch it, because there are significant changes here. I had to read this when I was in high school. I don't know why or when. I remember I had to read it, and then I was given that there's this really nice illustrated version of Frankenstein.
Oh yeah,
from this artist named Bernie Wrightson. Look it up. Gorgeous illustrations. And I remember thumbing through that and kind of getting familiar with the source material again because those pictures are so amazing to look at. You can't look at those pictures. You can't read it without looking at those pictures and vice versa.
Right.
And so I know that they changed some things. I don't remember a whole lot, but I do know they changed some stuff. But one of the things that is different here, and I know this for a fact, because I remember when I read that story, I was like, man, this creature's a bitch. Because Del Toro, let me just start with this. Guillermo Del Toro, boy, he loves his monsters, especially this one. Mm-hmm. This is his main boo right here. the Frankenstein creature. And in the movie, he makes the creature more sympathetic. Because believe it or not, there are less murders that he does in the movie than in the book.
Oh yeah.
Because he killed a lot of people in the book, but he did it because he was a petty bitch. He did things to get back at Victor.
Right. The movie really downplays that he's built from criminals.
Yeah, the whole thing. But I forgot. Did they do the thing where he had a criminal brain? That's just a Universal movie right there. That's Igor that
dropped it.
Got a damn serial killer's brain or some criminal's brain. Yeah, that's from the Universal. But yeah, in the book, he killed a lot of people to get back at Victor. He did some petty shit.
Yeah,
he framed people for murder and things, man. like seriously, he was shitty.
Which I think is all really cool stuff that I wish was in here.
Well, then you probably really hate what they did with him later because so here he only kills when he's attacked. And he mostly kills men who you kind of think like, well, they had it coming. They're cold-hearted hunters and whatnot. They did something. They stepped up to him when they shouldn't. Oh, you asked for it. I mean, you step up to a dude like that. You saw what he's been doing. You had it coming. But you know, in the movie, Guillermo Del Toro loves the creature so much, and he wants you to have sympathy for him so much, he turns him into a Disney character because my man goes out to the woods and starts hanging out. He's like Snow White. He starts hanging out with the forest creatures. He goes to a house and starts hanging out with mice, and the mice. I mean,
the mice love him.
Man, we talking about he might as well have been a Rat-Tat-Too or something because the animals love him. Like the moment they see him, they don't run. They don't back up. They start eating berries from his hand. My man, the moment he enters that shed, and those mice in there, the mice already on his hand, hanging out. I thought for a moment a damn bluebird was gonna come down. He gonna bust out in song. Zippity doo dah. Yeah, man. My man, like really, it's some Snow White shit going on with him.
Yeah. No, it is. It's not really the creature that I know.
Now that, unless I'm missing something, that was not in the book. Nobody liked him.
No, it's I don't remember or not. But in the book, does he have Wolverine powers?
Okay, so that's another thing. Dr. Victor Frankenstein not only conquered death, but he created the world's first superhero.
Right.
My man is a cross between Wolverine because he got fast healing powers in the Hulk.
Yeah.
He even roars like the Hulk.
He roars like the Hulk. He has insane superhuman strength. It's one thing to be stronger than a normal man or 10 times as strong. This is way beyond that.
His biggest thing in the movie is that I hate you because you made me indestructible. I healed too fast. Like he actually heals like Wolverine. You know, like, oh my God, my bullet hole is gone. And my man can move ships and so, you know.
Big ass ocean liners that are stuck in the ice. Yeah. And like, y'all got a problem with this?
Yeah, he
gone.
My man, that was not in the book. He didn't have superhero powers like that.
Because, listen, a healing factor is one thing. But he does something in here where I'm like, all right, now, goddammit, you don't just heal from that. And they made it like something out of a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
A Marvel movie. Because he pulled a Wolverine several times.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, can I mention the TNT?
No.
Okay.
No. We probably already revealed too much.
All right. Okay.
But yeah.
I was just like, come on, man.
Man, let me tell you something. He is such a Marvel superhero that if this was your origin story, like if this Frankenstein monster popped up in a Marvel movie later on down the line, I'd be like,
well, okay, all right.
Yeah, if we have a Hulk versus Frankenstein, Hulk versus Frankenstein's monster, I would not. I'd be like, it works. That fits.
Sure.
Boy, if you a fan of the book right now, you outside taking a smoke break. You're like, man, I can't take this. That's a bad habit to have, but you can break it though with fume. People, some of y'all know y'all got that bad habit out there, and when you are ready to break that habit, fume is there for you. So let me tell y'all something. If you're ready to break that habit, we have a word from our sponsor right here, which is fume. Take the first step with fume. And the reason why is because, first of all, it's affordable. It's just $24.99 USD for a sleek pre-filled device. No commitment, no refills, no batteries for that device. Also, we got a little chewing fetish, which if you got that habit, you have a tendency to do. Has a chewable tip for that oral fixation going on. It's also the first truly easy way to try the good habit. Like I said, that's with 6 bold flavors and up to 10 days of use. Zero makes it simple to start and also makes it simple to help you break that habit. So here's what I want you to do. Take 0 chances with Fume Zero today. Available for just $24.99 USD. Just head to tryfume.com. That's TRYFUM.com to start with Zero. I want to thank Fume for sponsoring this portion of the show and thank you out there for your support. All right, let's see here. Also, let's not forget that you haven't seen a whole lot of him, except for like pictures right here, but you can tell he's sexy.
Oh, man, we made so much fun of I, Frankenstein, but this movie is all sexy Frankenstein, the doctor and the creature.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you something. So in the movie, you have Mia Goth. Perfect name.
Yeah, right.
Mia Goth.
That's how she got the job.
Exactly, man. She's been in so many creepy things because that last name. Plus, she looks like a creepy chick half the time. But they made a little fancy here for this Victorian age period, and she's Victor's brother's fiance, Elizabeth. And when she goes in and she sees that sexy beast, she's like, "Oh shit, who's this?" Victor was trying to hit. That's why he kind of got mad, because you're like, because she just pushed him aside. Oh my God, did you make this? Ooh, can you make me one?
He's exquisite.
Yeah, boy. And I'm gonna tell you, that's another thing that was almost too quick, because I like that she had compassion for the creature, but the first second she saw him, them panties were ready to drop. Mm-hmm. I was like, damn, I mean, she just ran up to him. I was like, you ain't gonna like.
I know, you don't even know what he is.
He's down there chained up. Damn, 8 feet tall. All stitch marks on him and scars and everything. All she saw was the muscles. And he was half naked, and she like.
And at height, yeah, that's all she cared about.
She was like, oh shit. And Victor over there like, hey, what about me? Yeah, what about you? So you gonna make me one of these? What? I'll take this one. Yeah, man, it was. She's actually really good in the film, and I like the relationship she has with the creature. It's interesting. It's not the same in the book. Mm-hmm. In fact, she's not even. If I recall, I don't know what she was in the book, but she is not the fiance, and she does not have that. Let me just say that her story is much darker than what we get here. Yeah, it was not this whole compassionate, almost romantic thing that she had with him. Right.
Yeah, I think I know what that was.
Again, it just shows how much love Del Toro has for his creature here. One, because like Elizabeth, he is Elizabeth. Hell, Guillermo Del Toro wants that monster so bad. Shit, at night he probably went to the studios dressed like this when nobody was around. The creature. But like I say, Elizabeth's story is much different in the book. It's much darker. And her immediate reaction to this creature seems very rushed. That's my biggest thing with this film. We're laughing about things. They've changed some stuff around to where it's almost ridiculous how sympathetic they want to make the creature, to the point of making him also heroic, where he has superpowers. Certain story elements seem rushed. And I think they could have shortened the Victor's story to develop that relationship with the creature, which is a huge, important theme here. Mm-hmm. But I will say, man, there's so much I love here in this movie, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's a lot I love here. The filmmaking that we have here is top tier, from costumes to designs. It's an incredible looking period piece. Like I say, from historical period piece set pieces to the steampunk lab that he has, once we get into the real science fiction part. And as you can see, not very subtle. He even has his Jesus on the cross pose right there. Yeah. Because when he was born, he took on the burden of the world. Of course. So, not very subtle with those either. But I did love
subtle.
I did love all the mixtures of different looks. And I didn't think they would work well together because, like I said, you have a very grounded, straightforward Victorian age period piece going on. And then you got this Tim Burton looking lab right here. And then there are points where it becomes almost, you get comic book movie set pieces. Mm-hmm. That damn lab is the Avengers Tower. Oh, yeah. Right there.
Oh, yeah. And when there's a fight, when the creature's throwing people around, that's straight out of a comic book.
Oh, yeah. No, it's very much an action movie. The music is great in this. It's a beautiful score. The score feels like it's a period piece. It fits perfectly, man. But I think that's why I personally, now some people are going to be different. Some people are going to, I'm talking about how Victor's part dragged me. Mm-hmm. But I think there'll be people out there who love that part. I just think maybe it's because, maybe I'm shallow. Maybe it's because I grew up on Frankenstein or the creature and I wanted to see that more than anything. But that part, I did enjoy more. And it's pretty much the second half of the movie when the creature comes in and starts to tell his story. And first of all, Jacob Elordi as the creature. I love him as the creature. First of all, he's already a sexy Frankenstein in real life.
Yeah.
He's 6 feet tall, got that big ass head.
Yeah.
So he's his story is more action. Not that I'm saying that this needs to be an action movie. Not at all. Not at all. I'm just saying it's just the pacing that just seems to be a little faster. Also, I think it's more human. Victor is an asshole. He's very cold-hearted. He's very obsessed with what he's doing. And then when he's done, he's just ready to throw it away. But because Del Toro loves the creature so much, he's more relatable. He has our sympathy, for better or for worse. Like I said, sometimes he pushes it too much. But Jacob Elordi, he encompasses so many things with this creature, performance in that creature. He starts out innocent, curious, and then later on he has to have this balance between gentle compassion for life and respect for life, while also just raging with hate and wanting to kill Victor. Mm-hmm. I love his performance. What'd you think about his performance? I know you love Jacob Elordi as Elvis.
Yeah, I did. But here with his performance, I honestly felt like he was so covered in prosthetics that his performance was muted to me. I mean, he was going through what was on the script, doing the best he can. I just felt like all that makeup and prosthetics was holding him back from really at least connecting emotionally with me.
Yeah. It seemed like you and I agree on some things, and then I was trying to disagree on some things probably. Yeah. Because I see what you're saying. Because, he does have his face covered up a lot throughout the movie. So much. And then the little bit we see from him, it's usually rage or sadness. But it just throughout this whole movie, like you talked about it feeling human, and I felt like that was the thing that was missing. None of it really felt human. It was very it was just so melodramatic. And the way it's put together, it felt like I was watching a play or even really a musical. I mean, all the staging, everything. I was like, this is so overblown. It's like a musical, and it felt like a movie that was telling me how I was supposed to feel, as opposed to actually making me feel that way. Oscar Isaac, who I love in everything, I did not love him here, but I don't know. I'm thinking that's got to be the direction, because I know he's an incredible actor who I love and stuff. But everything was just always dialed up to 10. And other than when we see Victor as a little kid, once, like, the minute he becomes an adult, there is no sense of like, all right, I want to go on this guy's journey. Like, you usually watch a character, even if you don't like them, when they're trying to do something, there's a part of you like, I want to see this happen. And somehow he just wasn't bringing me along. But a big thing that was making this a difficult watch for me is that, like we talked about, the first half or so is Victor's story. And once Victor, like I said, when Victor becomes an adult, it was a lot less interesting, I thought, because he's just kind of the same. He's kind of one note and shifty and all, but it's a pacing thing where it was paced like in a way that would make it felt like really long. But I was like, as long as we get to the story, and then we get to a certain point where I felt kind of worn out, and then the creature busts in and goes, no, let me tell it my way. So then we got to back up. I was like, oh no. Yeah. We can't pick up where he left off. We got to go. Okay. You know what? I felt like you did up until it started to pick up. It started to even pick up close to the creature because of certain characters that came in. Someone who, I'm pretty sure, y'all tell me, I'm pretty sure this character is not in the book. Christoph Waltz's character, who is pretty much Victor Frankenstein's benefactor. He's his investor, and he has reasons for it. I liked what was going on with him, his reveal for things, of his motivation for why he wanted this project done so much. I thought that's where things started to pick up for me. And yeah, I was feeling exactly like you were during that part where we introduced Victor. And then it got to a point where I was really just kind of enjoying this movie a lot. Now, there were certain things that like I said, the Disney damn thing going on with him hanging out with animals. Like, that's kind of corny. Him questionable with him being, I'm talking about, listen, I'm the one talking about, I don't want to make this an action movie, but then it's a Marvel movie in some parts. So, but I can overlook some of those things because there were things in here that I do think they got right as far as capturing the creature's humanity. There's the part where he was with the old man. That's something that's in the book, I think. Yeah. And I think that's a part that was well done. Now, it does turn into an action movie with some wolves later on, but I did like that part, man. I like and again, Jacob Elordi, man, I like him a lot.
The part the old man, I liked it okay, but I didn't like it any more than any other adaptation that includes the old man.
Yeah.
And I mean, everything in this felt so surface. Mm-hmm. Like it's almost like him going like, well, you know the story. I'm giving it my touch.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, yeah, but really walk me through it. Don't just like, shorthand over it or go like, oh, you know how this goes.
I will say when the creature comes in, Guillermo Del Toro is walking that line of being faithful to the adaptation and trying to do some upgrades to sell this to a more contemporary audience. But there are some things that you didn't like that I do like. I like Oscar Isaac a lot. You know that anyway. So I really enjoyed it.
You don't know how disappointed I was to not like him in this.
I know, because you like him too.
I love him.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed him in this, man. I really liked him a lot. Maybe I'm just kind of taken in by the filmmaking here because it's a beautiful film. It's well directed. I mean, it cost over $100 million, $120 million, and of course it shows. But I do think it's filmmaking at its finest. And I can see this being nominated for, something. I would not be surprised if I don't think it would win, but I would not be surprised if this got nominated for Best Picture. Just because Guillermo Del Toro is such a good director in the movie. It's so beautiful to look at. Of course, I can see it being nominated for things like costume design. Mm-hmm. I can see it being nominated for makeup, or art direction. But yeah, near the end, I enjoyed it. It picked up for me where I didn't think it was going to. It's just, it's just not everybody's going to feel like this again, but it was just a little bit of a slog for me to get through early on. But once it picked up, and that's usually the creature's part, I started enjoying it a lot. Yeah. So I don't know. I'll tell you my rating a little bit because I'm toggling between two things right here. Let me think about it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You keep thinking. No. I think it's great when the director is a fan of the material they're working with. Mm-hmm. But not a great thing when they're obsessed with it, which is what happens.
He was Dr. Frankenstein.
Well, you even made that reference earlier on when we were talking. He's just so into it where, there's a miss in the forest for the trees. You're right about the filmmaking and the cinematography and all that and the set design. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, but it felt like a misallocation of resources. I found this movie to be all melodrama and spectacle in lieu of depth. The deeper themes it speaks to are they're so basic in it. And the trying to manipulate the audience and feeling sympathy for the creature is it's so obvious and blatant that it leaves out so many of the more interesting parts of the book. And I thought, if this is a straight adaptation, that's cool. But then to go off on these other things, it's like, that's not really what was here.
No, it's not a straight adaptation.
Yeah. And what you're adding this marvelization to it, it's diminishing what this is or what this could have been. So yeah, for me, this is very much a rental and not even an enthusiastic one.
Oh my God, you and I, opposites again.
Yeah.
Because this is I can't overlook some of the exaggerations they did with the creature. I keep going to this, but him being Snow White out there, that was kind of wild to me, man. But I by the end of it, like I said, I felt very satisfied with where this went. I was drawn into it. I think it's a beautiful film. I think it's a beautiful performance by Jacob Elordi. I would watch this again just to see him. Oscar Isaac could have used a little more variation in his performance, but that's not his fault. That's just a script. So just to get to the rating here, I give it a very high matinee. I really, definitely enjoyed this more than you. Sounds like.
Yeah.
But this is interesting. See, because this is why I was talking about the book. Because you obviously remember more about that book than I do. And and I'm not even saying that as an insult. I'm saying this. I can't argue with you because now that I hear you say this, it's like there's a lot of liberties that are taken and maybe some interesting things that they didn't pursue that they could have that was in the book and they chose not to.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not a canon queen where you have to follow the word as it is. I get there's going to be substitutions, but I feel like if the substitution ideally it should be better, but if not, at least on the same level, 1-to-1. And these are things where I was like, this is less. And if you had stuck with what you had, this would have been a lot more interesting.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's going to be on Netflix anyway.
Yeah, it's on Netflix anyway, so what's it matter?
Well,
and then being 3 hours or 2.5, you take your time.
Yeah, the only way I would say that it matters. Now, keep in mind it's 2.5, but if you really want to see this and you want to, it's such a great looking film. So if you want to see it on the big screen, that's the way I would recommend to see it. But again, keep in mind 2.5 hours. So you got things to do. But yeah. Well, I'm interested to see how this is going to be received when it comes out. I really don't know what to think about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just coming out of it. Just listen to people talk. That the reactions were extreme in both directions.
Well, as you see, I was extreme in both directions. I'm sure y'all talking about, man, come on, man. Are you schizophrenic? you ill? Because I was all over the place. I was like, man, it's slow right here. But man, there's some beautiful over here. So I don't even know, man.
Yeah. You jumping into Julian Green territory there.
But it is all that, it is goofy in some parts. Yeah. I mean, hey, don't blame me. It's this goddamn movie that's all over the place. That's doing it to me. Andrew Garfield was originally going to play the monster. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your view, he couldn't stay on the project due to scheduling conflicts. Personally, I would have loved to see him as the monster.
You wouldn't have seen him.
Yeah.
You don't really see that as Jacob Elordi. You just have to know that it's him.
But Jacob Elordi has that height and that head. Yeah. This is from Alejandra Rivera, by the way. Hey, Double Toasting fellow Toasties. It's me, Aleander Cat. Ever since I first read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein in middle school, I've loved it. I've read the book multiple times along with other Frankenstein-related books such as The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein, which tells the story from Elizabeth's point of view. So excited for this film. I hope to catch it on the big screen. As a fan, I thought I could share some cool fun facts with Frankenstein fans everywhere. So you just gave us one. I read that one. Many in the Frankenstein fandom, including myself, have named the monster Adam Frankenstein because in the book he tells Victor, I ought to be thy Adam, but instead I am thy Lucifer. You like that? I could have played Frankenstein.
You could have. You got the height.
I got the head too. Hey, you ain't the only one with big head. Could have been a peanut head Frankenstein.
Or Blackenstein. It's time to reboot that one, don't you think?
Hey, look, I can't get no worse than that. Well, you can see the seam on that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
That damn wig. He kind of looks like Tyler Perry, though.
Yeah, he does.
The book also has a second title. Officially, it's called Frankenstein or The Modern Prometheus. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
There's probably a reason why Guillermo Del Toro added some animals in the film. In the book, the monster says he prefers to eat nuts, berries, plants, etc. So it's suggested that he's a vegetarian. Mary Shelley's husband, Percy Shelley, may have influenced this part of her story since he was a vegan.
All right, let's not get carried away. he ate nuts, so he was like an animal.
Yeah, he ate nuts, so all of a sudden he turned into Snow White and Uncle Remus.
Uncle Remus.
Hello, Mr. Blueberry. It took Bernie Wrightson several years. Now we know this, but I'll read it. To finish illustrating his version of the book. Bernie Wrightson also created a comic book sequel called Frankenstein Alive. It was originally going to be 20 issues or so, I believe. Unfortunately, he passed away, but luckily he managed to finish it in about 3 or 4 issues with the help of his friends. It's short but sweet. Did you ever see that?
Mm-hmm.
I have not. Thank you for reading this. I hope everyone had a fun time with these facts, and thank you, Double Toasted, for all the laughs and smiles. Take care, everyone.
Frankie facts.
Man, I wish we could do this every week because of that name. More Frankie facts with Allie Cat. Or would you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. That means you really like us. So just go ahead and press that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And check out our other channels, our social media like Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon, where we have new stuff coming up all the time. And we'll see you on the next video.